hello everyone, welcome to YourPedia Education. So in this video, I'm going to discuss about interview strategies for Cgpdtm. So as you know, the result for the mains exam or descriptive stage is out now. So the next stage is interview, and that will be scheduled in the next month in the April. So now in this video, I'm going to discuss how you need to prepare for interview, your technical competencies if you're coming from the electronics and communication background. See, for this exam, technical knowledge obviously you need to have, but you need to understand one thing. Most of the students applying for this exam, they are already working in diverse domain of their respective field, right? So the very first thing, you need to choose your subject selection as per your work profile. Let us suppose somebody working in BSNL as a telecom technical assistant, as a junior telecom officer. So he must have very good knowledge of computer network, or he must have very good knowledge of communication and signal and system. If any of you is working in basically, design, in automation, then obviously you need to have a good knowledge of microcontroller, microprocessor, digital electronics and circuit analysis, right? So these are the basically very first thing or first stages you need to understand. That think first of all, what is your work X, what you're putting there in the biodata. So you need to choose your subject wisely accordingly that. If you don't have any work X, you are a fresher kind of person, or you believe your work X is totally irrelevant, then focus with some fundamental subject of your engineering. If I talk about electronics and communication, then you must have good knowledge of communication engineering, you must have good knowledge of control system, you must have good knowledge of the network theory, circuit analysis and analog electronics. So guys, see, when you go for these kind of position, honestly telling, more than technical, they will be judging your other skills. So that is bit of non-technical, and the very important point, how you are taking care of the content or privacy of the information or data during your working tenure at your current or respective workplace. That will be their biggest point of judging your personality, how you conduct yourself in the interview. So I suggest you all that just choose 3 to 4 technical subject. The very first parameter is they must be totally aligning with your work experience or your work exposure, whatever you are doing currently. Second thing, if they ask you, had you done any project? So I believe each of us have done our B.Tech project, or many of you might be M.Tech also, you might have done your thesis also. So if you have done masters, you have some publication, you have some thesis, I am sure they are going to ask most of the question related to your master project, dissertation or thesis. So how you choose that research problem and why you decide to go with it, what was your experimental methodology and what was novelty in that, right? And if you had multiple publication, then they may ask a lot of process question related to process of publication, whether it's a book chapter, whether it's a journal, whether it's a conference. So that's what I'm saying, it's a subjective preparation. It's not like that, okay, these 3-4 subjects, they will ask you prepare these only. No, this is not going to work for especially this interview. For this interview, you need to prepare subject and choose subject wisely as per your profile. So better you share your profile with us. The mentor will be assessing and they will be telling you which all subjects of your undergraduate or master courses you need to prepare for Cgpdtm interview, and that in such a way that they align with your work experience, right? Now, up to what level or up to what depth you need to prepare the subject. See, honestly telling, they will not ask you very hardcore designing based question, but they expect at least if you are coming from some particular background, you already have some fundamental or reference idea of those subject. Reason being, if you see the structure of exam, the way they conducted, there was also a good weightage or good portion of the non-tech part, right? So one thing is very clear, they will not ask much hardcore question. Let us suppose if you are going to choose circuit theory, then you must be very clear what is voltage source, current source, their ideal and practical voltage current characteristics, what is maximum power transfer theorem, what is inductor, capacitor, how they store energy, what are their fundamental dimension, what are their basic property, go up to very basic level. Many times I ask student what is the dimension of inductance, they don't know. What is the dimension of capacitance, they don't know, right? So likewise, sometimes I ask unit of mobility, they don't know. The definition of mobility, they don't know. They know the mathematical relation Vd is equal to mu e, but they are not in position to convey the physical interpretation of that. So the point is that don't go in advanced level, you need to just prepare the fundamental and basic property of that particular subject. So if you are coming from electronics and communication, I suggest you, अगर आप EDC analog ले रहे हो, be very clear what are the voltage current characteristics of the different diode, in which region do they operate, whether they are active or passive, what are the voltage current characteristics of the transistor and MOSFET, and in how many region do they operate, and what are their application in the each and every regions, and what are the different operating region of the MOSFET, how MOSFET can be operated as an amplifier, how it can be operated as an oscillator, and in which region you will use it as a sine wave oscillator, as a non-sine wave oscillator, and how you can do that. What are the figure of merit of any amplifier, how you define the frequency response of amplifier, what are the importance of defining the frequency response of the amplifier. So these kind of basic outer periphery question you need to prepare. I don't think so they will give you some circuit and ask you to draw the waveform and design everything. That will work for the hardcore tech product based company, right? For Cgpdtm that is not going to happen. You need to have overall overview or fundamental idea of the each and every terminology of that particular subject. Now coming to very interesting point, communication. In communication, they may ask you very good question. There are some standard ranges, AM range, FM range, what are the intermediate frequency range for AM, FM band, okay. So these kind of question, what is the standard value of the frequency deviation, what can be the maximum frequency of the modulating signal in case of the AM and FM, what are the modulation index, these kind of basic fundamental question they may ask you. Channel capacity, very important term. What is data rate, what is ISI, intersymbol interference error, how you can reduce it, these are the some of the commonly asked question in the interview. So I suggest you all with more focus on your non-tech part related to IPR, related to your patent filing and all. Your technical knowledge will be also required, but the point is first choose your subject wisely which are aligning with your work profile. Second thing, your interest. Prepare your project really well, and third thing, don't dive into unnecessary depth of that particular subject. हर एक सब्जेक्ट को पढ़ो, बट इतना डेप्थ में अननेसेसरी जाने का जरूरत नहीं है जितना हमें इसरो के लिए होता है, बार्क के लिए होता है, DRDO के लिए होता है, राइट. सो आई होप दिस इज अ ब्रीफ एडवाइस व्हाट आई कैन सजेस्ट टू यू ऑल, especially those students who are shortlisted for this interview, right? Now you can start hand or you can join hand with YourPedia education in interview preparation. As you know, YourPedia education is one of the pioneer platform where you get one-on-one mentorship for the interview guidance, and you get basically opportunity to interact with the mentors individually. They will assess your profile and they may help you to find some relevant topics which you need to prepare well as per your profile, and you get an opportunity to do the HR interview with the expert fellow who are taking only HR part, because HR is going to play very important part for this. And we will give you an opportunity, you share your work profile with us, you share your project with us. According to that, we will be sharing with you, these are the some tentative list of the question which you need to prepare and you may expect in the final interview. So I hope this brief discussion will help you for sure. Thanks a lot. We wish you all the best. Don't delay much. Time is very less. Competition is very high. Start preparing today only. Thank you.